From the station that made country music famous, 650 AM WSM, this is a Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast. Hey, it's Charlie Matos, and in this episode, we Zoom with our longtime friend, Ketch Secor, lead man of Old Crow Medicine Show. Old Crow with a brand new album, a busy tour schedule, including a stop at the brand new amphitheater at the Caverns in Pelham, Tennessee. A lot to catch up with Ketch Secor. Enjoy our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast.
Bill Cody in the morning.
9 o'clock, and the coffee is on. Coffee is on. Second cup of coffee time. Used to be a guy named Artie K early in my radio career, and that was one of his things on the morning show. Is come out of a break. Second cup of coffee time with Ketch Secor this morning. You're a barista. So how do you take it, Ketch? I just saw you grab your
Well,
coffee
my
pot
second cup, I like that one a little waterier than the first. It's sort of espresso, and then I top it off with just like a Waffle House.
Well, man, it's great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And this Saturday,
Thank you,
you're
Bill.
playing the Caverns.
Good morning, Charlie. It's great to be with you here.
Good morning.
The Caverns Amphitheater, Pelham, Tennessee. I got to believe you guys have played there before. And if that is the case,
Can you believe it?
share that experience.
It's a ribbon cutting.
Oh!
They've never even had it before. This is the new amphitheater that they've built right next to the entrance to the caves. And it's, I got to tell you, it's the most exciting outdoor venue that I've ever seen in the state of Tennessee. And I've done Bonnaroo, and I've done Mud Island, and I've done River Fest in Chattanooga. I've done them all. It's right tucked in between these bluffy kind of cliffs. And there's cattle lowing in the distance. There's a nearby trailer park. It gives you the whole Tennessee feeling.
The cattle are lowing. The baby awakes. Yeah. Cattle lowing. That's the last time it just popped into my head. We've got Town Mountain, Willie Watson, Joshua Headley are going to be there, and Old Crow Medicine Show. Ketch Secor is here.
It's funny, you referenced Bonnaroo, and I don't know if you remember where you were exactly 20 years ago today, but if you don't, I will tell you.
Well, a lot of people don't remember where they were at Bonnaroo.
But you were at the opening day of the opening inaugural event of Bonnaroo 2002. It's been 20 years.
That's true. Were you there too, Charlie?
No, I wish I had been, though. I was with you when you played the Opry, though, at the Bonnaroo. I was with you that night.
We made it.
Well, that was wonderful. 20 years is really a feat for a festival, but Bonnaroo is so consistently delivering. 20 years ago, though, when I did it, and Old Crow was the first band to play Bonnaroo, like the first set. Nobody was there because they were all in traffic on I-24 because nobody had predicted, 60,000 people are about to show up in Coffee County.
Yeah. And it also included that first Bonnaroo Music Festival. A fellow who just left the studio, Del McCurry, was there. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about that when he was here. We ran out of time. But Old Crow, Widespread Panic, the Del McCurry Band, Bela Fleck, and the Blind Boys of Alabama. Oh, wow. That wasn't the full lineup.
No. That's just some of the highlights of folks who've been with us.
It was still a 3-day, 4-day festival even then.
Absolutely, yeah. Ketch, when do you first remember meeting Del McCurry?
Oh, well, we used to work a lot of shows with Del in the early 2000s, and we would follow, and that's when Del would drive the bus and Gene would sell the T-shirts. Oh, wow. And so we would travel. We kind of ate their dust all across America in their big green tour bus. And, I learned so much watching them perform. And Old Crow in those days was really becoming modeled after the family bands. Ricky, who we also opened up for a lot, taught us a lot, too, about – and Ricky didn't have a family band, and Del did, and we didn't. But we really wanted to act like close as kin, with all the feuding and the fussing, too.
Well, there's a new album from Old Crow, Paint This Town. We're going to feature the new single and video for Gloryland coming up. You're off to Grand Rapids, Michigan, Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Del mentioned he was going to Eau Claire, so it must be that same Blue Ox Music Festival.
Yeah, we'll see Del at the Blue Ox, and then we got to turn around and drive about 26 hours through the night. You never seen a deadhead run between Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and Grundy County, Tennessee. But Old Crow's up for the challenge, fellas. We're going to be hitting the stage on Saturday in Grundy County, cutting the ribbon on this new amphitheater, the Caverns.
And then leading up to the 4th of July, the 1st and 2nd, Indianapolis, Indiana, Highland Park, Illinois. And then after the 4th, Charlie headed up your way, Massachusetts, Marshfield, Mass.
Oh, yeah.
And then headed west, got a West Coast run after that, Pasadena, San Francisco, Santa Rosa. It's all on the website. And that's crowmedicine.com.
And for Saturday, the caverns.com, the easiest place to get ticket information to be part of the first event ever at the amphitheater.
So what's showtime, Ketch?
Well, it's sort of festival style. Mm-hmm. We've got these great openers, a band out of Asheville, North Carolina called Town Mountain, a fabulous bluegrass band. We've got our old singing partner, Willie Watson, who's got a wonderful solo career now. We'll be able to have a little family reunion on stage with him like we did at the Ryman during the pandemic. And then we got Joshua Headley, whose new album always lights up my AM dashboard dial, Bill. Thanks for spinning the Joshua Headley record.
Where did Old Crow Medicine Show play its first gig?
It was on the Onondaga Reservation. They had us, there was a little, like a trailer where they sold cigarettes. And they had us play like the Onondaga are part of the Iroquoian Confederacy. So what's great about, I grew up down south, but I went to West Virginia when I was 16 to like a old time music event. And I met all of these musicians from Ithaca, New York, and they played old time music, but with like a hippie flair. And they had all spent their youth in Appalachia studying Roscoe Holcomb, Tommy Jarrell, all of these old dead guys who were just the cream of the crop, the true vine. And, I didn't play bluegrass. I played old time, and that's something different. So anyhow, it turned out the true vine had picked up and moved to Ithaca, New York. And I could go play with all of the folks who in their ears were all of the deepest traditions versus if I had lived if I had played with my neighbors down south, I probably would have played bluegrass or country. And those things are great. But I was looking at something more elemental. So I went to Ithaca, New York to follow this banjo player, Richie Stearns, and found this treasure trove of musicianship. And up there, the fiddler was the king. Move over, guitar player. No one was stalking a guitar player. They were all waiting for the fiddler to walk out of the club. The girls loved the violin player in Ithaca. That's why I went, fellas.
Well, maybe that's why Roy Acuff was such a great fiddler, huh? Ladies love the fiddler.
Yeah. Roy set a high bar, but I'll spend my life trying to grasp it.
How did you get his fiddle that you play on stage each night?
Well, I was the proud recipient of Roy Acuff's violin from the great Woody Paul of the Riders in the Sky. Woody, who is had a really close and personal relationship with Mr. Acuff, had received it later on in Roy's life. And as Woody's gotten later on in his life, is probably about the same age that Roy gave him that fiddle. He turned and gave it to me on the Opry with a big crowd and a whole lot of cameras rolling, and it was a really wonderful night. And it's a beautiful violin.
Old Crow Medicine Show, Ketch Secor joining us. The stars of the Grand Ole Opry, I might add. So Wade Hayes, who was here a little earlier, he's on his way to the Tuesday night Opry. Del McCurry is on his way to Bluegrass Nights on Thursday night to kick off the Springer Mountain Farm Series this summer. And Ketch Secor and Old Crow headed to the Caverns Amphitheater for the ribbon cutting, Pelham, Tennessee. That's happening this Saturday. Joshua Headley, Town Mountain, Willie Watson. And we close with Paint This Town. So set it up and we'll play it, and then people can see it all over the world on Circle, Ketch.
Oh, well, great. Here's the single or the latest the track on our new album of the same title, Paint This Town, y'all. We made this slick video in our backyard up on Hart Lane. I know they're tuned in up in Inglewood. That's what, they could probably wave.
That's right. And if you're thinking about moving to Nashville, as so many people are, and are doing and are thinking about moving here. That's where you get your driver's license. Hart Lane office.
That's right. Just across the way from the old DMV up there is a little spot where the old crow dreams come true, where the hootenanny flows like wine and mirth and zeal as well. And in addition to that, slick videos like this are made for low costs. And this is Paint This Town. Love that y'all are going to spin it. Thanks for playing our music on WSM. Your years of love and support, Bill. You know, it's a feeling of admiration for all you do.
Hey, I love and support too, by the way. I'm just pointing out.
Charlie, you're pretty good as well.
This is Old Crow Medicine Show. Paint This Town right now, and I mean it.
Ever since I was a young boy, I had a wandering soul. I walked and crawled across 6 state lines. By the time I was 8 years old, I landed in some cornfield.
Thanks for listening to our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast. Our program director at WSM Radio is J. Patrick Tinnell. Our digital producer is Haley Hall. Marketing and promotions director is Amanda Cannon. And I'm Charlie Matos. If you like what you've heard, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And leave us a review on iTunes. It really does help new people find the show.